everybody, and welcome to the end of the year book tag. I am aware that loads of people are still uploading the mid-year freakout book tag, but to me that's insanity. Like, we're in September, we're in the end game now. You know, we only have this last section of the year, the fall-winter, to pull up our bootstraps, and read as much as we can. Jam-pack in those dreams that we had at the beginning of the year. This video is brought to you by GlassesUSA.com, which I think is hilarious because they sponsored this exact same video 2 years ago. I'm living in some kind of a Groundhog Day, just living in slow circles. I've been wearing these glasses since I got them from them 2 years ago, so today we're choosing my new glasses. Basically a few weeks ago I started getting really bad headaches and I knew that my prescription had changed. So today, every question that I answer, I'm going to try on a new pair of glasses. If you are a person who wears glasses, you know that buying glasses can be so expensive. And I remember being younger and literally being scared that my prescription had changed because I knew it was going to cost my parents so much to get new glasses. So this is why GlassesUSA.com is so awesome. They have a complete pair of frames plus lenses for $30. And all of their glasses, which are all complete sets, you get prescription glasses and frames, come at 70% lower than usual retail places because they cut out the middleman. And it's so much fun to scroll through all of the different glasses. I picked some really cool ones out and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Suits me the best. They have over 4,000 styles. They have in-house brands like these, but they also have designer brands, so like Ray-Bans. So with all of this fun stuff in mind, let me remove these. You have treated me so well, clear glasses. I have loved you. And now let us put on the first pair. What do you think? They're glittery. So the first question for the tag is, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? Yes. I do this a lot. And I don't mean to. It's not ever very active. I'm reading a book and then suddenly I'm in the mood for something else. So I just kind of move on. But there's certain things that I still really want to finish. And the two most pressing for me are The Year We Fell From Space by Amy Serig King, who is A.S. King, my favorite YA author, and Looking for Alaska by John Green. So earlier this year, I was just in a John Green mood. I really love John Green's writing, and Looking for Alaska has always been my favorite, but it had been so long since I read it, so I was in the mood for a reread. And I don't know, I got a quarter of the way in, was really enjoying it, and then for whatever reason, moved on. And then this one I started, again, got a quarter of the way in, was really enjoying it, and ended up putting it down. And honestly, the reason is because I have some sort of a book reading disorder that I need help with, honestly. I need a name for it, and I need help with it. And it's once I start reading a book and am really enjoying it, I get it in my mind that I can only read that book at the perfect time. What does that even mean? What is the perfect time? It clearly doesn't exist. But I'm convinced that I can only read this book at the perfect time. And I don't even know what that means, which means, because basically I want to savor it. I want to really give it the attention it deserves, etc., etc. But that doesn't exist. So I never finish it. It's sad, really. It's sad. Alright, so these were the glitter pink ones. Let me know your votes down below. But now, whoa, these kind of studious looking Ray-Bans that have purple in the front and kind of this really pretty pattern on the side. What do you think? The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And this is no joke, this is no lie. A couple of days ago, I was just literally laying in bed and I thought to myself, I'm kind of in the mood to read Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. So I was about to say I got the book. I didn't. I got my boyfriend to hand me the book, but he came over here, he grabbed it for me, he passed it to me. I read there's a little author biography at the front, and I thought, yeah, I'm in the mood. This sounds really nice and very autumnal. And then, yesterday, I decided to film this video, and I read this question, and I was like, what did I pick for this 2 years ago?
For me, it's Anne of Green Gables. I
picked Anne of Green Gables 2 years ago. Still haven't read it. So, will this be the year that I read it? Maybe. Probably not. I've watched so many adaptations of this story because it is literally like one of the core Canadian stories that we have, and there was like an animated TV show that they put on when I was young, and there's like this old 1980s version that we all watched on VHS. But like, and I know now there's a new one that I actually haven't seen that's on Netflix, but yeah, so I'm definitely like, I know the story, but I've never read it, so I would love to. One day. Will this be the day? I have no idea. That reminds me, I found the perfect bookmark to go with this. I see it fell onto the ground. Look at that. It is literally perfect. It is a Monet painting that I got at a museum in Paris, and it matches perfectly. All right, for our next pair. These are from a collaboration that GlassesUSA.com has done with Hilary Duff. So, okay, we have a couple of things to talk about here. Number one, these are my brother's favorite of all of the new ones that I got, and I love them too, but I feel like I can't pull them off. Am I pulling them off? I don't know. They feel like they have so much personality, and I need to rise to the occasion. And there's two types of glasses. There's the one that kind of fade into your face, and they can be cool, but they don't stand out. So when you talk to someone with that kind of glasses, you don't instantly, you're not looking at their glasses, you're kind of just talking to them. And then there's the bold kind of glasses where the first thing you have to say to someone is, whoa, cool glasses, or you're at least thinking it the whole time you're talking to them. And I feel like I've never really had that kind of glasses, and I want to, but I don't know if I'm confident enough. So tell me, do you think these are working? They're bold, but also these are from their Hilary Duff collection. She made all these cool glasses with them, but let's just talk about Hilary Duff for a second, because I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I had a huge freak out on Instagram because it was just announced that Disney is making a new Lizzie McGuire show with Hilary Duff as Lizzie McGuire when she's 29 years old, living in New York City, working in the fashion industry. It's so perfect. I am so unbelievably excited for this show, ridiculously excited for this show. It's next year is going to be so good because I get this show and I get Animal Crossing. I'm set. So, make sure to follow me on Instagram if you just want to hear me talk about the Lizzie McGuire show and my theories. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yes. Sort of. This is my most anticipated release of 2019, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. It doesn't come out till November, so that's why I'm still anticipating it. But I do own a copy of it now, so I don't know if I'm answering this question wrong. However, it is the book I'm this whole year was most excited to read. Finally have my hands on it. And again, have read the first chapter, was loving it, and thought, I need to read this at the perfect time. So I haven't read any more of it. Erin Morgenstern wrote The Night Circus, which is this huge book, right? So many people have read The Night Circus. It's one of those books where if you ask a book lover, have you read The Night Circus? Very often they have. But it was amazing because she didn't write anything else for so long. And I remember when I read The Night Circus, I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And the main thing about that book is the atmosphere. You feel like you're at this magical circus, carnival, extravaganza the whole time you're reading it. But I remember thinking, this book doesn't have that much plot. I would really like for it to have more plot. I bet you with her second novel, it will have this amazing atmosphere and a really cool plot. She'll just grow and get better as a writer. And so this book came out, or was announced, and I was so excited to read it. And now I have it, and I think it does have a really cool, weird plot, something to do with pirates. I'm not really too sure. And I'm too scared to read it, because I'm too excited. Also, these glasses and this kind of match. That wasn't unintentional, but maybe it should have been. You see, if I was a good, booktuber or bookstagrammer, I would take some sort of cool photo with this book and these glasses. these next glasses I believe to be the most controversial. I don't know. Be honest with me. What do you think? I'm not sure. So I have this app on my phone which shows me what's going on in the camera, and I'm like looking at these glasses. I don't know. So, me and my boyfriend watched the Good Omens television show, and I was obsessed with it. He loved it too. We were obsessed with it. And I just thought it was so cool and so much fun. And in that show, there is a witch. And I can never pronounce her name. It's like Ephemina or Anematha or something. And here's a photo of her. And she has basically these glasses. And so me and my boyfriend thought it would be cool if I tried a pair of glasses that was similar to hers. Because she looked so cool in her glasses. But I fear that these glasses are less that witch and more Harry Potter. And I really don't want to be walking around in life and people are just like, are you trying to be Harry Potter? So tell me the truth. What do you think? The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So I've picked out 3 that I'm really excited about, but you never know. First, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. I've mentioned this a few times, I think, on my channel. I love books about witches, and I'm actually thinking about hosting a little, like, witchy read-a-thon-y thing soon. This also has a movie starring Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock about it, which seems really fun and cute and happy, and, like, there's, witches. There's so many different types of witches and different things you can do within witchcraft, obviously. And the kind of witches that make me happy and excited are like Sabrina the Teenage Witch variety, where it's kind of like hijinks and cauldrons and like, oh my god, I accidentally turned you to be 3 inches tall. So this seemed a little bit like that, just kind of more fun and like proper witches, as opposed to there's also a lot of witch books that are like kind of about witches, but they're not really like just witches with magic and cauldrons. I don't know. Then I really, really want to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. You guessed it, another book I read. Well, I didn't get like a quarter into it, maybe an eighth of the way into it. Was loving it, was absolutely obsessed with it, and thought I should read this at the perfect time. And then ended up not reading any more of it. So I would really love to finish it because I was really, really enjoying it. And then finally, I have Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Now, this is huge, and it scares me. I want to read it because I'm so curious. To me, this is so fascinating. We all knew Stephen Chbosky as this writer who was one of the pioneers of young adult fiction, came out with a 200-page short book, and like about teenagers in and angst and emotions. And now we have this huge 700-page book that is a horror novel. Like, that's a pivot. There's an intense pivot. So I'm very, very curious about this book. But it's so big. The next question, I'm not going to switch glasses for because it's kind of a quick one. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite of the year? And I actually think that could happen with The Secret History by Donna Tartt. When I was reading it, I was just completely into it. And I've heard that this is quite a divisive book, that like some people really love it and some people really dislike it and think it's like all of the characters seem really mean and like, why do you want to read about mean characters? Sometimes you do. Like, sometimes it's just fun and interesting to get into that whole mindset. So I was really enjoying it, and I do think it could become one of my favorite books of all time if I were to finish it. Okay, for our final question, we have these really cool chrome glasses, which like transition from blue to green to purple. I don't know, they're really cool. The last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2020? Wow, 2020. That's crazy. Yes and no. So I feel like the last 2 years of my life have been very intense and very transitionary. I did this intense master's program, and then I graduated and became like a self-reliant adult who now has to just figure out how to make a living. I moved across the entire country. I went through a really big breakup, which was the first big breakup I've ever been through, and it was a really hard time for me. Like, it was really hard to go through that. And then I met my new boyfriend, who I am completely, like, crazy about, and so it's just been, like, that's all been very distracting and exciting, too. So it just feels like it's been such a crazy time, and I have not felt very stable. Like, it just constantly has felt so up and down and crazy. And so because of that, I haven't felt like my routine is something that fits reading very well, which is very funny. Because, like, for some people, I bet, they would go through a crazy time and they would be like, reading is what keeps me grounded, and, like, I can read throughout the changes of life. Whereas for me, I guess, I've been more like, I can't focus on reading, I'm too stressed. But now I'm feeling a lot more settled. Like, my job is starting-ish to kind of settle out. My living situation is calming down. I'm not in a master's program anymore. Like, all of these things are kind of calming down. And I'm sort of like, I miss reading. So I'm really hoping, and I'm scheming ideas of how to hopefully make 2020 a really exciting reading year. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna format that yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it. I'd really love to hear, though, because it's still September, we still have loads of time, obviously, before 2020. I'd love to hear if you have any cool reading challenges for the year. Now, reading challenges that are sort of like numbers stress me out, and I will not do them. But if you have ideas or things that you find fun to do at the beginning of the year for your reading, some of them could be like not buying another book for that whole year, or reading all of your female authors, or I have no idea. Like, you could do so many different things, so I'd love to hear if you have any ideas down below. And with that, we have finished the video. Thank you again so much to GlassesUSA.com for sponsoring this video. They have given me a special offer and coupon code, so definitely check that out in the description. Again, like I said, it's so fun to just scroll through glasses, so give it a shot. Please let me know which glasses were your favorite. I like so many of these pairs, so I do kind of feel like maybe occasionally, if I have an outfit that really goes with a pair of glasses, I will just wear those. But I am the kind of person who I just love to have one pair of glasses as my main. So help me figure out which one worked best. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!